There are over 2.5 million people in New York State who are classified as food insecure, and over 300,000 of them live right here in the Bronx. The term food insecure is really a politically correct way of saying too poor to eat. Many of these people have choices to make every day. Do I pay the rent, or do I buy food? Do I buy the prescription drugs that I need, or do we eat tonight? Food banks and churches throughout the Archdiocese of New York are finding ways to feed our neighbors, but with an economy that boasts almost a 9% unemployment rate, donations and food are harder and harder to come by every day.
We had about a 10% drop in what we were getting through the food bank, and that made a big difference because while the amount of food coming in has dropped, the need keeps going up.
Here in the basement of Immaculate Conception Church on Gun Hill Road, the Helping Hands Soup Kitchen is open every day. And every day the need grows, marked by the significant amount of people who have been coming in.
How you doing? We averaged about 60 people a day coming in. Now it's over 100 people a day that we can see. With the pantry, it's even more drastic because the pantry was a smaller thing about 3 years ago, and that was also maybe 80 people a month. Now it's 250.
In fact, the Bronx accounts for 21% of New York State's hungry, most of which get government help through food stamps, and while it helps, it doesn't nearly solve the hunger problem.
People think when you get food stamps, you've got plenty of money for food. You don't. I mean, one family worked in a bank, had a college education. She, did everything right, but with the layoffs, she was one of the ones laid off, hasn't been able to find work. Her husband works construction, was injured at work with a back injury, so he can't work. So now they're both living at her mother's house with 2 kids. They get $60 a month in food stamps. Now, what are you going to live with that?
When the food bank is here on Saturdays, the line around the block will tell you just how many people in this community are in need.
It's unbelievable. They'll stand out in that line from 3 o'clock in the morning. We're usually done with the line by noon. We have a number of volunteers that come, and we're good at getting the people through. But they're just scared that we're going to run out, and then they're not going to have anything, so they'd rather come and wait at 3 o'clock in the morning in the cold, in the rain, in whatever.
What time do you get here?
Well, for me to get to be the third person pantry, I get here around sometime 3:30. Sometimes people out there with their shopping cart.
Yeah.
The line all the way to the corner over there.
I'm sorry, we have no dessert today, okay?
But the mission here at Immaculate Conception is to feed everyone, with a menu as diverse as its community, and with a cautious eye on nutrition.
We work to be sure there's a good variety of food, something nutritious. We try to, when we're ordering, to keep the things down that are going to be high sugar, high salt, all that.
And whatever is on the menu is a big help to Hilda Cooper these days. Do you live alone?
My brother was living with me, but he died, so now I live alone. So after he passed away, another year, my other brother passed, so I'm all alone.
So this is a big help for you?
Yes, a great big help.
Are you going to drink your juice? Okay.
So when you see all of this, just tell me how it makes you feel.
Well, it's kind of conflicted emotions. I'm so happy that we can do this. And again, these are our neighbors. These are the people I see every day out on the street, so I'm happy we can do something for them. I'm also kind of sad that, they would have to come somewhere like here to get a bite to eat, It would be so nice to, everybody could just take care of themselves at home, and then everything here would just be social.
Feeding the hungry used to be primarily for senior citizens and the homeless, but the downturned economy hasn't excluded anyone from today's lines. One
of the big differences I see is a lot more working people coming to our program here, but other programs like this, because hours are cut, pay's been cut. Now there's only one person in the house who's working, or else they're going from temporary job to temporary job. And so there's a lot more working people that are coming through, a lot more professional, well-educated people. We've had realtors that, the bubble burst, and now, they've still got an office, they still go to work every day, but nobody's buying or selling anything. Well, everybody's selling, nobody's buying anything, and so there's no income.
So while Immaculate Conception is doing its small part to feed our neighbors, Father Robert has a bigger dream for the future.
Biggest thing I would like to do is to close these doors because we're not needed anymore. I mean, that's the dream, to say, okay, now I can spend my time doing something else.